What if suffering isn't coming from what happened to you, but from the way your mind learned to see it? What if healing isn't about fixing your past, but correcting your perception in the present? And what if the real purpose of life is the undoing of the belief that you are broken? Hi, I'm Alina. Welcome to my channel. I'm a transpersonal coach and I help people to remember their true self. Most people think transformation happens when circumstances change, but real transformation happens when perception changes. A miracle isn't something magical, it's a shift from fear to love, from threat to safety, from shame to understanding, from separation to connection. It's the moment you look at the same situation, but your nervous system is no longer in survival mode. Nothing outside changes, but everything inside does. And that changes everything. Trauma teaches us one core belief: I am not safe, or I am not enough, or I'm alone. From that belief, the entire personality forms. We defend, we people please, we attack, we withdraw, we overachieve, or we numb. But here's the deeper truth: the suffering isn't coming from life itself. It's coming from the lens we are looking through. When the mind believes it is separate, unsafe, or unworthy, it interprets everything as a proof of that belief. This is how suffering repeats. There is one central correction that dissolves suffering. It's the realization that the core belief was never true. You were never broken. You were never fundamentally unsafe. You were never separate from love. You misperceived yourself. And that misperception created fear. Fear created defense. Defense created conflict. And conflict created suffering. The purpose of life is the correction of that misperception, not self improvement, not becoming worthy, but remembering you already are. That correction, that shift, is what dissolves suffering at its root. This shift doesn't happen by force. You can't fight your fear into peace. You don't overcome darkness by attacking it. You bring light, which means you bring awareness, you bring compassion, you bring curiosity instead of judgment. Every time you choose to see yourself with understanding instead of shame, that's the shift. Every time you see someone's behavior as pain instead of evil, that's the shift. Every time you move from what's wrong with me to what happened to me, and then what is it true about me beyond this, that's the shift. And each shift collapses years of internal suffering. Most of our lives are driven by a sense of lack. I need validation. I need love. I need approval. I need control. But what if that sense of lack comes from the false belief: I am incomplete? If you believe you are incomplete, you will spend your life trying to fill yourself. But if you discover you were whole all along, then relationships become sharing, not survival. Success becomes expression, not compensation. Love becomes natural, not earned. Wholeness dissolves neediness, and that dissolves suffering. The purpose of life isn't achievement, it isn't status, it isn't even happiness. It is the undoing of the false self built from fear. It is the correction of the belief in separation. It is remembering your wholeness. Every trigger is an opportunity to correct perception. Every conflict is an opportunity to choose love instead of fear. Every painful memory is an opportunity to reinterpret it through compassion. And that is the deeper healing path. Not fixing yourself, but remembering yourself. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about seeing clearly. And when perception changes, suffering dissolves. Not because world becomes safer, but because you remembered you already were. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this content, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to connect with me, all the details are in my bio. Much love!